Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane. So today I'm going to be sharing a few things with you. So this week I'm still taking part in Me Made May, and also I've done a refashion on a dress that I made previously. So I made this dress a couple of years ago. It's a sweater dress. I made it so that it bagged over at the waist with an elastic. I put a pocket in the front in a contrasting fabric and I wore it a lot. But the thing is, this last winter I've not reached for it at all. I've sort of stored it away. I got it out to look at it. I don't think I'll be wearing it very much in the future, but what I did want was more basics, and I thought the top of it I could refashion it into a top, not just chopping the bottom off, actually changing a few things about it, and the main thing being the neckline. So I'm going to insert an image of it hung up here. Now I've had a look through my photographs. Can't seem to find a recent one of me wearing it. So you've got the one of it on the hanger there, so you get the idea. So it looks long in the body, and the reason for that is it does bag over with the elastic when you're wearing it. So it's a short skirt once it's bagged over, and it holds up with the elastic. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm going to pop a couple of pictures in here. So we've got one on the mannequin and also one of me wearing it. So as you can see from the photographs, I have changed the neckline. So it was just a round neckline before, and what I've done is I've made a slit at the front of it here and then turned back. So I only turned back about 1 centimetre, and I hand stitched it first of all, and then I machine stitched it. Then I tried it on just to see how the whole thing was hanging. So once I put it on, I did feel like the neckline was a little bit floppy. Wondered whether I should just add some interfacing or something like that, or some bias strip. It did hold fine before when it was just a round neck, but now it had got this slit in here with no facing behind it. It did need a little something extra. So what I've done is the bottom, which was only a short bottom because, as I said, it bagged over, skirt panel on the back, I've cut it on the cross grain on the diagonal to make myself a neck binding. Now I thought, shall I just do it as a neck binding, or shall I do it as more of a detail? So I'm going to lift it down now and show you. So I stitched down both sides, folded it over, gave it a press, and then I've stitched it on like this. So as you can see, the neck now comes up a little higher than it did before because you've got this little stand up collar on it, and I really like that. So I think it's made it completely different. The bottom, I have just hemmed it. So I thought about a couple of things. I thought about doing sort of a tuck pleat at the front like I did on a mustard sweatshirt that I made, that I self-drafted short sleeve sweatshirt that I made. I also thought I could have a drawstring and buttonholes, or I could have maybe a casing and elastic, or a black rib so that it gathers into a rib and it sits that way. Well, I decided not to do any of those things. The main reason being is I want to be able to wear this with skirts. So if I want to be able to wear it with skirts, quite a few of my skirts are straight, and I didn't want to have sort of the bulky, I like to tuck them in basically and have a belt on sometimes. So I want to be able to tuck it in, and if you've got a rib or a casing or a drawstring, then it's going to be bulky around the bottom and you wouldn't be able to do that. So I thought if I just leave it flat, I can either half tuck it and leave the back just so it's hanging out if I want it a little bit longer, or I can tuck it in completely and wear it with something like a skirt or even a flared skirt and have a belt around it, because I just feel if your top's hanging loose and then you wear a flared skirt, yeah, that's not really a look that I like. Fine if that's a look that you go for, but for me, I just feel like because I'm only small, I need to have things a little bit more fitted, or I don't know, they just look like this want me in some way. So that's why I've gone for that. I'm really happy with it. So that dress has not gone to waste. That's another one off my refashion makes for this year, and I've now got a nice sweatshirt to wear when it's cooler or later on in the year when we've got the cold months. At the moment it's absolutely glorious, so hopefully I won't be wearing it in the next few weeks. So that's the first thing. Next thing I want to share with you is this. So I've been doing a big sort out of fabric again yesterday, because I did find that while I was looking through what I wanted to make, what I want to refashion and what bits I want to use up, I've got lots and lots of small pieces, not even a quarter, not even a fat quarter length, some of them. And the thing is, I've had them a while now, and I'm getting to that point where if I haven't used them so far, am I going to be using them? Or are they just going to sit there indefinitely, which is a real waste. So I've still got a lot, but I contacted my friend who still works in a school and asked her if she'd like a big bag of scrap fabrics to use for crafts and, you know, collage and things and projects at school, because she's really good at art. She did art at university and she incorporates it a lot into her lessons, and I know that they will make use of them. And she said yes, so we're meeting up soon. So that's a big bag of fabric going to her. Well, there's two actually. Two. I folded them all up nicely, and hopefully they'll have fun with those, the children. And then the other thing is I've made a start on cutting some other pieces into squares ready for patchworking. So I thought if I get that done now and then they're all neatly cut out, and then if I decide I want to cut them into triangles or whatever, they're all in manageable pieces already. I'm going to bag them all up and put them away neatly. So those other pieces, I've started on the job for that. And then I've chosen out this piece because this is a bigger piece. Not really big, I think it's about a metre or maybe just under, but mainly because it was a wide one to start with. Now I did make a dress in this for a sample for work, and that got sent off, but I really like this, and there's quite a sizable piece left when I'd done the dress. And this one is called Pause Play. So again, this one is from Minerva Fabrics and it's Viscose Chalet, and I just love the greens. Is that gorgeous? So looking through the patterns, what didn't need very much, I've chosen this one. So as you can see in this picture, it only comes to here, so it just skims past the waist. And I might make it just a touch long, I'm not sure. I'll see when I'm cutting it out. And then it's got these gathered sleeves, or you can do the pleated sleeves. I have made it before, but I made that one there. So I think I quite like this one, which is the one that she's wearing in the image. So that is going to be my next job. I think I'll get cracking on cutting that out shortly when I finish filming here. So that's my next job, and that's my next use it up job. So I did meet my friend the other day and she was wearing the Roscoe blouse. Now I've made the Roscoe dress, again this was one to send away, so it wasn't for me, but I did really like it at the time. It does use a lot of fabric though. Didn't have enough in this for that, but I may make it another day and do the sleeves in a contrasting colour, but I am going to remake that one as a blouse one day when I've decided what couple of fabrics I want to pair together to do that. But first up is this one. So as I said before, it's been really, really lovely today, and we've been out on our bikes this morning. So I'm still taking part in Me Made May. I'm trying to do it for the whole month and post every day. So I'm posting on Instagram, Sewing Green Lady. So today I've got changed. I'm wearing Me Made clothes. Well, I wear Me Made clothes all the time. So I've had on a t-shirt and leggings, which I'll talk about in a little while, and then I've changed into this dress, and I can't for the life of me think what pattern this is because I make so many for work projects, and this is one that I got to keep, but I added a belt to it. It did just hang straight down, and as I said, I don't like that, so I made a belt and I've added a belt to it, and I still feel that this V is a bit low for me, but I think it's okay. So I'll just run you through the last few makes this week, what I've been wearing. So I'll put the photographs here. So this is leaving off, I think, from where I left you last time, is dungarees or jumpsuit, depending on what you call it, in cotton poplin in blue with a white flower, and it's a new look 6446. Now I really love this. I think I made this 2 years ago. You can wear it without a t-shirt underneath. I particularly like it with this white t-shirt underneath, and it's really comfy, and it is one that I know that I'll wear for many years. So that's the first one. And then the next one is a self-drafted dress, also one, you may have seen me in it on this vlog before. I made it quite a few years ago, and then I ended up making my friend a t-shirt in the same fabric. I took her to the shop because she kept admiring the fabric, and I made her a t-shirt out of that fabric. So the fabric was from Happy Hair for that one, and the dress is self-drafted. So it's got pleats at the front and then just short sleeves, and it just pulls on because it's a jersey. That was the next one. And then after that we've got another dress. This one is Simplicity 8872. And this is in a houndstooth confetti viscose challis. This is another one that I made for a sample, but I got to keep this one. And I really like this one because I like the detail of that trim around the neck and then the little tassels. And you can either tie it or leave it open. And it's got the frill at the bottom, which gives it a nice weight, and it's a longer length. But it's really swishy, I really like it. So that's the next one. And then oddly enough, the next one after that is also a number 8872, but this one by McCall's, and it's the Dawn dress. So that's the one that I had on yesterday. And I was never really sure about this fabric, whether it really suited me, because they're quite sort of pastel, light blue, light pink in it and so on. But I have worn it quite a lot, and I always tend to wear a little top underneath because it's another one that comes down quite low, and if I make that pattern again I will adjust it. But I was making it as I saw along, so I made it as is, but on me that particular one is low, so I tend to wear a cami underneath it. And then today, as I said, we've been out and I wore leggings. Now the leggings that I worn today, you can't really see properly in the picture, but they're quite a shiny blue. So I usually wear them inside the house for Pilates, but I haven't really worn them outside the house until today. So now that I've worn them outside the house, I will do that more often because they're really comfy. So it's a shiny lycra fabric, and it's from this pattern. So it's Simplicity 8424. And you can see there's different ones that you can make. And you can make it with the tie, you can make it with the tie waist. I just made the plain ones. Plain leggings with elasticated waist. There's all kinds of things you can make sportswear wise on that pattern, so it's a really nice one. I really like this little tie top, so I might make that out of that pink jersey that I've got left. That might be a good idea. I might not have the tie as long as that, but I think that might be a nice one to have a go at for using up some fabric. And I also like this camisole top because it's got a crossover and then like ruffles to one side. So now I've got that out to look what number my leggings were, I've spotted a couple of other things that I can use up fabric on. So I may do a couple of sew-alongs for those two items that I've just mentioned in the coming weeks. So that's that. And then also in that particular photograph I am wearing a t-shirt, and it's from the Tilly Wayne's Sewing Stretch Book, and it's a Frankie t-shirt. So I've made that a few times. I've made it with long sleeves, short sleeves, and it's a great one for using up fabrics because as you can see in this picture, the neckline, the main fabric on the front is again the same as the dress that I wore the other day, little piece that I had left. The sleeves are from a t-shirt that used to be one of my sons when they were younger. So I cut the fabric up and made sleeves out of the t-shirt. And then the back is a completely different altogether, it's purple. So I've done that quite a few times, and the neck binding is blue on that one. And it's great, so you can just, you can do the front and the back different, and you can do the sleeves a different colour, and you can do the neck binding a different colour. So it's a great scrap busting one. So that's a Frankie t-shirt from Sewing Stretch. So I may be using a few more bits up to have sporty t-shirts to go out on my bike in for that. Well, that's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below what you're up to if you're taking part in Me Made May, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.